seems a bit smoky here. Oh geez, look at the mountains. You can barely even see them. The smoke is so thick. Where's that coming from? It seems like it's coming from that way. It's thicker over there. But there are no fields over there, so I don't know what they'd be burning. Unless something caught on fire. Huh. Yeah. It's weird. Seems like it's coming along the 95 corridor.
Where the mountains are.
Yeah.
It's not about it.
Did you say you looked it up?
No, it isn't.
Oh.
It isn't on the news yet.
Oh, it's not on the news? Okay.
No.
Hey, Kellogg. Good morning. Hey, everyone. Audrey here from Panda Monium. It is another beautiful sunny day. We are getting ready to run into town because I've got to go fill my tank for the extended stay. When we get back, I'll give you an update on that. Ready to go inside? Good girl. Oops. Oh yeah, I forgot my laptop's in here. I'm gonna bring my laptop into town because the internet here is very slow, unfortunately, at this spot, and it's much faster in town. I've been uploading my video since probably, I'd say 11 o'clock last night, and it's still not done. It's at, like, it's almost done, 75%. So I want to see if I can bring it into town and it get done so I can share it with y'all. Well, the growing fields are full of greens. We're here at Cracker Barrel, right off of 8 in Yuma. What you staring at? Come on, outside. Go pee pee. Let the dogs out first. Not a lot of RVs here, just one. We've decided to come get something to eat because I haven't eaten yet. I stayed up till about 3 a.m. editing, and I didn't get up early today. Got up about 11:30. So I'm getting a late, I think I'm gonna do breakfast. Good girl, you go pee pee? Food is here. What'd you get, Jeff?
It's a little combo thing for 12 bucks.
It's the meatloaf?
Meatloaf and chicken and dumplings.
Oh, that looks good. The chicken and dumplings right there.
It's a lot.
Mac and cheese and mashed potatoes. That is a lot of food. I ended up getting the breakfast. This is the cream cheese stuffed pancakes with strawberries. And I've got the tots that are stuffed and fried. I think there's bacon and cheese in there. And then 2 eggs and a side of bacon. Time to eat. Let's try these tots. They're fried really well. Those are delicious. I need to try that, but I'm gonna dig into my eggs and bacon first. One thing I like when I'm coming to a restaurant is if the bacon is cooked crispy. I've been to a restaurant before and the bacon was underdone. It was not pleasant. I like my eggs over medium. Seems like they did a good job. Perfect. So I thought it was bacon in here, but it's just the potatoes and cheese. They're still really good. They have really good biscuits here at Cracker Barrel. So I stole one of Jeff's because he said he wasn't gonna eat both of them, making me a egg and bacon biscuit. So yummy. All right, done with the main course. Now time to start on the pancakes. What a beautiful presentation, and it reminds me more of crepes than it does pancakes. So it has huh? Yeah, there are a lot of strawberries there. Okay, time to take a bite. But before we do, let's pour some syrup. Is that syrup? Is that syrup or some kind of... Oh no, that's some kind of like strawberry preserve or something. Gotta get some whipped cream. Okay, let's take a big mouthful. That looks so good. Oh my god, that's so good. I have to have more. Hold on. The cream cheese filling is so good. It's really gooey. I don't know what they've done to it, but it's so gooey inside there and melted. Okay, I'm gonna finish this because it's awesome. Gooey, 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 gooey. I forgot to film it, but right across the road there's propane for $3.10. And we got all our tanks filled up. Come here to Tractor Supply. So I want to look at a few things. That's what I need back home. Wow, $3,900. That would make short work of the fields. Wow, they get more expensive. That one's $4,100. This one is $4,700. So I wanted to check and see what growing stuff they had here. Bunch of seeds. Oh, that's a pretty marigold. I'm kind of hesitant to try these again, but I want to. It's just the last time I did, it did not do very well. I think I bought 6 or 7 or 8 of these and only 2 took. I believe my issue was, though, is that I kept them in my storage bay for about 2 months till I got back to the property, and they might have just dried out. So if I do get some, I'm gonna plant them straight out into a pot and start watering them and taking care of them. I'll just keep them indoors until it's time to plant them out. This is one of the plants that didn't make it, and it's the kiwi vine, which usually these things are pretty rambunctious. I'm surprised it didn't take, but yeah, I want to try it again and see if I can get it to take. I'll definitely put it in a pot and start watering it right away. I don't know if I'm going to do it this time because, oh, look at, I want to try gooseberries. Wait, that's a gooseberry. I think this is a pomegranate. Oh, it is a pomegranate. Okay. I have so many to choose from. I have the loganberry. I'm not sure. Decisions. This is a forsythia. It's not an edible plant, but it's beautiful and it's good for pollinators. It makes a beautiful bush with all the yellow blooms. I've also wanted to grow wisteria. This is the Chinese variety. There's snow in Tombstone. Well, I guess we won't be going there just yet. Anyways, oh yeah, later on in the season, I think I'm gonna head east. I want to do the Tombstone and Bisbee area again. I really enjoyed it last year, but I ended up getting 2 plants. They're both just pollinator plants. It's the forsythia and the sweet shrub. The sweet shrub has beautiful, kind of like, it reminds me of a magnolia flower. And then the forsythia has these bright yellow blooms, which are pretty. Hopefully I have better luck with them this year, because like I said, I had bought many of these, but I did keep them in storage probably too long and they dried out. I'm gonna plant these directly as soon as we get back. Got the new tank ready to go in whenever, but this one is still full. The extended stay's been working great, so I don't have to move my rig. I have a full video on this. If I can find the link, I'll definitely add that. But it's been working great. Yeah, it definitely prevents me from having to move my whole entire RV just to go get propane. You can just throw these in the truck and go get it. While we were in town, I did grab a few more things. We got more potting soil, more pots for the plants, and got a hanging basket. And this one's real cool. I'll show you when I install that. Look at this gnome. Isn't that awesome? But it looks like it's cement. It's actually a resin. It's not cement at all. It's actually, I think it's plastic, a hard plastic. And then I bought a few more plants. I showed you those already. I'm adding to my herb garden. Got rosemary. And a commenter had mentioned I didn't have basil. I did pick up a basil. I was like, yeah, I forgot basil. And I also got sweet mint, which I have growing in my garden. I guess I could have brought some because it spreads. But I didn't, and that one was only like $5, so I picked it up. And I'm filtering my gray water. Slow drip, 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 drip. Usually put it in the morning, and by later afternoon, it's done filtering. Last year, Jeff and I installed this door lock, which is amazing because it is remote control. Just wanted to give you an update. It is working awesome still. Makes it so much easier getting in and out. The rest of the plants are doing really well. I just watered them this morning. Tomorrow is fertilizing day. The only one that didn't do well, and I think it went through a transplant shock. I transplanted, I had it under my lemon tree, is the cilantro. Yeah, they have a taproot, so they don't really like to be transplanted, and, well, after they get established. And it did send out some deep roots, and I pulled it up, and yeah, it did not survive. So I'll have to replace that. But everything else is looking good. The parsley is doing really well. I don't know if I showed this, but this is a cement statue. I got it because it was smaller, not too bad to carry around. And I'll probably put it on the property when I get back. But it was 99 cents at the thrift store. That's so cute. I'm drying out my banana peels because I actually grind these down and add them into my pots just for potassium. I also add used coffee grounds, and also I save my eggshells, cook them, and then dry them out. And then once they're dry, I actually put them in a grinder and powder them down, and I add all that to my pots as well. I finally got the desk cleaned off. Thank God, that was a mess, but I am regrowing some romaine lettuce that I bought from the store. Just put it in a bowl of water, and it sprouts back up. I think this one's already starting to develop. Yep, see, look at the roots. So I can plant that out. And I've shown you my peppers and tomatoes, my lettuce box, and my lemon tree. I cleaned out the herbs here that were under the lemon tree, and they weren't getting enough light. What I'm going to do is once I plant those bushes out, I'm going to store the pots here underneath the lemon tree. That way they'll have a spot. And then once it's time to plant them out at the property, I will definitely do that. I'm just trying to get a jump start on some plants for when I get back to the property. So about a year ago, I installed these light stands for the solar lights. And I went to the thrift store and found another one. So I had to go buy a light from Walmart for that. I'm going to install that today too. Uh-oh. It would seem I'm in a flood zone. And the water's just standing here. It's slowly draining off that way. There's a wash right behind me, but you can't see it. Okay. The sun finally come up. Oh, jeez. It's not too deep, though. I just seem to be in a pool of water. Especially at my front door. Oh, well. Yeah, it is draining off that way. Yeah, it just seems to be pooling right at my doorsteps. At least my plants are getting watered. Not sure if it's supposed to rain anymore. Still cloudy though. We did get quite a bit of rain and some flooding as I showed you. And I did end up having to move my rig. It's in the same position. It is just moved over a bit. In a drier spot. This is where I was. And my front door was at this pond here. Right here. And it's not draining away. So I decided I better move. It wasn't pleasant having to step outside and then be in a puddle. I've got everything planted, plus added a few things. This is the mint basket. I've got the sweet mint planted, and I also added a variegated mint. And added a few little knickknacks. There's a fairy on a swing. This little sign that says welcome and a mushroom. A few things that have changed over here is I added in the sunbathing frog. I have the lettuce bowl planted out with one pansy in there. Then, I'm not sure if I showed that, but I've got the rosemary planted out, some chives, and I also got a new cilantro, because the other one had died off, so that one is doing much better. And then the basil, along with salad, is planted out in that one. I've got some flowers in these. This was a very difficult hanging basket to put up. This bracket here, they had cheap screws and anchors, so I had to get my own anchors and replace the screws. And now it's holding in quite well. The flowers that I planted here are perennial. It's called Candy Tuff. And this is a mounding plant. Beautiful white flowers. All in all, everything's looking really good, but I'm keeping everything separated. This is my traveling plants here, and these are the plants that I'm gonna plant when I get back home. So everything here that I've gotten is gonna go in ground as soon as it warms up back at home. I've shown you this vine yet. It's still dormant. And here are some of the things that I've gotten. I've added to it. You've seen the sweet shrub and the forsythia. There's the gooseberry and kiwi that I've added into this. I'm real excited about this, which is the kiwi. This is a self-fertile, and it does take several years. Now, the berries on these are more like grapes than they are kiwi. They're smaller, and they don't have the fuzz. That's why they call the cold hardy kiwi a kiwi berry, because it's a smaller fruit. Hardy in zones 5 through 9. And not only those, but I found a cold hardy rosemary. I planted rosemary, actually 2 back at home, and both of them died off because they weren't cold hardy. This one actually is cold hardy down to -10. So that's awesome. I'm gonna plant that when I get back. Today I have a few more projects that I need to get done. Jeff and I are gonna install this panel here. We finally got the replacement. And then today we're going to install this drop-down table. Jeff was nice enough to put it together for me. Now all we have to do is just install it in place. I do have a lot of throw pillows, so I ended up redoing the layout of my bed. I put all the throw pillows to the back like a day bed. And then now it's easy. I just have to take these pillows, put them here. Then I've got a lying spot here. And also, this makes it much easier to fix in the morning. I have used it several nights, and I do like this layout much better. Here's the cover for the refrigerator. Unfortunately, the door is not the same as the old one, so I'm going to have to take off the old one, and we're gonna install this new one. And I believe they're the same size. We're hoping, fingers crossed. We did measure them, and they seem right. Jeff is taking off the frame. He removed the screws from that. So this does not fit the new cover at all. It's a different style. And that's why you have to put the new frame on. There's a new frame. It fits perfectly in the hole. Wow, that is bright white. It absolutely matches nothing. So, before installing it, we might actually paint it.
Yeah.
I just have to
paint it black, or you can paint it.
Well, no, I'm gonna take this and see if I can find this color.
What I did was grab a screw because it's painted with the same
Oh, yeah, okay.
color on there.
That'll work too. We're gonna try to find some plastic-friendly paint that'll stick to plastic, and then paint this.
You want to buy some screws similar to these. Cause
how many screws is there?
Well, it takes more screws than the other one, because the other one took 3 across the top, 1 on each side. This one takes 3 on each side and 5 across the top and bottom.
Okay, we're here at the hardware store, so I'm gonna look through the paint, spray paint, and see if I can find something to match. Start on this far side. Oh, that's not too bad. That's more orange though. Let's see. It's too dark. And yeah, gold glitter, nope. Although that might look interesting. Let's see, too peachy. Too orange. Ooh, what's this? The last one. Perfect. Awesome. That's actually a perfect match. And that is $8.99. Does it bond? Yes, it bonds to plastic. And it's the camouflage paint. Awesome, by Rust-Oleum. So this is the paint that I picked, and there was one more. I think that's a tad darker. Although, I don't know. It kind of matches better. This one's only $5.79. Let's see if it, I don't know if it bonds to plastic. So I got brand new screws. They're zinc coated. And then also a sealant that'll stick to the back side of the new flange. Oh my god, look at this. I need that. It's like a wood burning heater. 600 bucks. Oh, so I think this runs off of pellets here.
It's got a hopper in it.
Yeah, it does. So you just fill this with the pellets, and then they self-feed into the fire. That's pretty cool. Oh, I can't get it out. That's 600 bucks. Yeah. Well, wait, why does it say $5.49? So, oh, maybe the hopper is, oh, so maybe this is 600 bucks, and then this is $5.49 added? Ouch. It reminds me of one of those gas ones.
That's what it is.
Oh, but that uses the, okay. Yeah, instead of using propane, okay.
So you buy...
Ooh, free popcorn. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Oh, okay. Take 2 bags.
I mean, that's pretty cool, but for 3, what is it, 3 plants, they're charging you $12.99. It's kind of ridiculous. So we just got back, and I pulled out the paint. I would say that's a pretty good match. It's a little bit darker, but not too bad. Like Jeff said, it's definitely better than the bright white. It'll blend in better. I'm gonna do a light coat at first. I'll let that dry. I'll probably do like 2 or 3 coats. Maybe 3 or 4. Okay, I have 3 coats on it. I think it looks awesome, and I'm just gonna give it about 20-30 minutes to dry completely, and then we'll install it. Here's the old gasket. Jeff pulled it off. It's basically the same stuff as I bought, except the stuff I bought is a little thicker, I think, in my opinion. But it'll still work.
It's okay, because it'll be screwed.
Yeah.
The gasket actually goes along.
Yeah, it's just a seal to make sure water doesn't drain behind and get into here. So this is how thick the old gasket was.
It's also been compressed for years.
Yeah, that's true. Also, this is the thickness of the new one that we bought. As you can see, I didn't paint the inside. I thought there was no point. Plus, the outside used almost all of the can. So I got the new seal on there while Jeff held it. Now we're gonna dry fit it and see how it looks. And the screws will help press it in. Because the seal, I think, is...
Yeah, the screws will pull.
Yeah, that looks awesome. It's a little darker, like I said, than the rig, but at least it's not bright white. Okay, there's the self-tapping screws. They are self-tapping screws, but Jeff's going ahead and pre-drilling everything. I'll hold that, yeah. So that way the screws will go in easier. He put in one screw, and then we're gonna straighten it out a little bit, make sure it's level. Then he's gonna pre-drill the rest of the holes, even though they are self-tapping. This is a metal outer frame, I believe, or composite. So it'd just be easier to go ahead and drill through that and then let it self-tap through the rest.
I don't think it.
That should be good. You don't have to do too much. Trying to get them pretty flush. Jeff got everything pre-drilled and all the screws in. So we're gonna go ahead and put the cover on. I think I need the tool to twist it about. That looks good. Okay, it's done, and you can tell it's definitely a bit darker, but the sun will probably fade that out as well, because I'm sure this paint was a lot darker but faded over time. So it's hard to get an exact match, but it definitely looks better than just a hole in the side of the rig. Awesome. And we did take a Q-tip and touch up all the scratches, so that's taken care of. I was going to show you installing this, but it was literally 5 screws. There is 3 underneath on that bar, and then 2 on this bar here. And like you see, this swings out. We put some Velcro tabs here, so that will hold it in place while traveling, and it won't like bounce around and make a little noise. So this just folds in. That folds back down. Then the Velcro holds it in place so it doesn't move. Get him! Get him! Get him! Get! Pick him out of your bed, Lulu. Pick him out of your bed. Now he's got his own bed. Get him! Eat your face off! Eat your face off! Get! Don't let him boss you around, Lulu. He's younger. Show him. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. What is it? Get him, get him.